Hello everyone and welcome back. So before we move on to our hands-on exercises to understand all of the OWASP 2023 API vulnerabilities, let's talk a little bit about the authentication flow that we are going to use in our application. So we are going to use JWT or JSON Web Token Authentication to log in our users and then use the JWT signed tokens in our header so that once we are logged in, the subsequent API calls to our Express API backend gets authenticated. So JWT or JSON Web Token Authentication is a very well known authentication flow while building your applications. So JSON Web Token is a compact and self-contained method for securely transmitting information between parties as a JSON object. And this information can be verified and trusted because it is digitally signed by your private key when you generate the token. So let's understand how this authentication works in our application. So I've created this simple diagram. This is more like a refresher and not a deep dive into JSON web authentication flow, but I wanted to cover it so that when we start discussing our vulnerabilities, we're not completely lost. Now, so the flow is very simple. Let's say there is a user called Sam, and then we have an Express server backend. Now, assuming that user Sam is already registered in our system and his data is already there in our database. Now, this user can simply log in into the system by making an API call via our React client and providing the username and password. Right now, this login endpoint will take in the username and password and verify the user details from database by validating and matching both the entities here, username and password. And then if everything works well and the user has entered valid information, the Express API server will create a JWT token or JSON Web Token, which is an encrypted string, and then send it back to Sam. Now this token will be saved in Sam's browser, local storage or session storage so that he can use it for subsequent API calls and authenticate himself. Now once this token is stored in Sam's browser, and let's say he wants to make another API call to /books. So instead of sending the original username and password, he can just send the authentication token from his browser storage as authentication header, and our backend Express server can simply verify the token and check if it is valid and has a proper signature. And if this check is successful, the server will send back the information requested by the user. Right. Similarly, like for any number of subsequent calls until the token is valid and not expired and not modified, our user Sam can keep on calling the backend APIs by just passing the token in the header and getting back the information. Now the question arises, what does this JWT token contains and how it is created, and then how it gets validated in our backend. So let's have a look at the structure of our token. So a JSON Web Token structure looks like this. It has three parts depicted on the left hand side under encoded text field. So here you can see this is some kind of gibberish with three strings separated by dots here. So the first part, the red one, is the header of our token, and the header contains the information about what algorithm was used to encrypt the whole token or to create the whole token using our private key. The second part, the blue one, it has the actual information of the user. So on the decoded window side, you can see that the payload, once decoded, gives a JSON output, and here you can pass any information you want about the user, like user's role, username, till when the token is valid, when it was created, any other tags, any other metadata information you want to save inside the token. Basically, this could be any information you want to be able to fetch from the token when decoding the authentication token that the user will send for any API endpoint call. And the third part here depicted in green is the signature of your token. So this is created by encoding the header and payload using base64 algorithm. And then once we have these two parts, the red and blue one, the encoded base64 URL parts, we use a private key certificate and run one of the algorithms like HS256, or it could be RSA256, HMAC algorithm, any algorithm you choose, to create this third part, the signature part string. Now instead of certificates, you can also use any secret string to run your algorithm with. Now important part to note here is that this structure can help in ensuring the authenticity of the token, but the data within the token is only base64 encoded. So this data, the payload part, is base64 encoded, also the header. Therefore, we should never save any sensitive data inside the JSON web token unless we are encrypted that data as well. So let's say you want to store some sensitive data in this payload. Just make sure that you don't save it as is, encrypt it first, and then save it inside the payload. Now let's go to our sample application to understand how all this is implemented through our code. So this is my Visual Studio window, and my code is in my front end is stored in client folder. My backend Express API is running under server folder. I have started both the processes, so my backend and front end is up and running. So if I go to my browser, and here I'm at the home page of my application, let me open my developer tools and network to log our API calls. So let's see what happens when I try to log in with a user. So I have a user called user1 created. Let's enter the username and password. Click on login. So my login is successful, but let's look at the API calls. So the auth call is what my front-end client made to my Express API /API/auth. So here you can see this was a post call, and in payload I sent my username and password in JSON format. And then if you look at the headers, under my response headers, I got back a XAuth token. And if I try to decrypt this token, so I'm using this irrte.ch website where I can encode and decode my web tokens, JSON web tokens. I'm just going to paste that token here, and then you can see that I'm able to decrypt it. So my backend API is encrypting header and payload using RS256 algorithm and using a private RSA key. So in my case, I'm using a private certificate, a self-signed certificate, to encrypt these two parts once these two are base64 encoded. But here I can decode it and see all the information. So algorithm information is here, RS256, and this is the payload or user information I'm adding to the payload while creating this token. We have username, website, the name of user and the role, and also the user ID. Now let's go back to our code and look at the code, how it's happening. So let's go to server and then to index. Here we have all the routes listed. I'm going to the routes.js file, and here you will see that we have API auth endpoint, which is sending the request to auth.js route file. So here you can see that we have JSON web token npm package, node package imported. Then for password encryption, I'm using bcrypt module. So once the request land here, we get the username and password from the request body here, right? So the first step is I'm checking in my MongoDB that the user exists. So I'm just finding the user by username, and if the user exists, this condition is satisfied, I'm moving forward to validate the password. Now bcrypt module provides a compare function which basically takes in the data to be encrypted, which is the password entered by user, and the data to match it with. So in this case, this will be the password stored in our DB, and if these two matches, it's a valid password. Then I move forward, create a token. Now to generate the token, I'm passing the user information here to generate token function. So if I go to user object here, let's go to user mongoose schema here. So this is the schema, and this is an instance of this schema is what we received back when we fetch the user data from mongoose. And then I'm using the generate token function with that user detail to create a token here. Again, to create a token, I have imported JSON web token module with JWT as instance. Now as a secret, I'm using a private key. So instead of private key, we can also use a simple string as secret, but private keys or certificates are usually the preferred method, more secure, instead of using a simple string. Then to generate the token, we use JWT.sign method, which basically takes in all the data, the payload. So here, so as we saw earlier, our decoded token had all this information: ID, name, role, username of the user. Now the second argument here is the secret or private key. So I'm passing my certificate here, and then the algorithm I'm going to use to sign my token. Now this method basically base 64 encode the payload and the header information, and then sign it with my private key to generate the final token. Now this token is getting sent back to user to be stored in his browser. So if you go back here, I'm just sending back this header with the token and a status code of 200, right? So this is how the token was generated. And if you go back to browser, once we receive this token after authentication, go to application, and under local storage I'm saving this token as auth token. So auth token is my key and the token is stored here. Now if I make any other call to the system, let's say if I click on books here, I'm able to call the API and get all the books, right? And if you look at the network call for books, you can see in request header, you can see that the XAuth token was sent by my front-end client by picking the token from my local storage under application here. And with this token, the backend was able to authenticate the user and then send me back the information. Now this keeps on repeating for all the API calls I'm going to make. For example, authors, again in my request header, if you scroll down, you'll see that I'm passing the same token again and again. So that is all about JSON Web Token authentication flow, and all this information should help us in understanding our vulnerabilities in the upcoming lectures. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.